And we can get started here momentarily. I'm going to do this so it's easier to see. Welcome, Archangel. How's it going? I'm just getting everything set up here. We'll be live here in less than 60 seconds. How's it going, Raj? Got 3 people watching on YouTube. That's fantastic. It's a good start. Down to 1. Okay, that's fantastic too. 60 seconds. All right, the sound is good. The sound looks to be good. Alrighty, so let's look and see what's going on with Bitcoin here as we get started. I believe everything is working smoothly. So that's fantastic. I appreciate if you guys hit the likes. It does help support the channel. We want to look at Bitcoin. We want to see what's going on in the crypto markets. And let's go look at the Fear and Greed Index as we get started here. I did just long Bitcoin. I want to talk about that as well. But I do believe that Bitcoin is going to get a bounce here off 118,000. I just also made a YouTube video about that, of the reasons I believe we are going to get that bounce. So we'll see what happens as we get started here right now. Right now, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at 70. You get another reset in just about an hour. But it's looking like Bitcoin right now is currently okay, and the market's okay at 70 in greed, not extreme greed. I think anything above 80, maybe 80 is above extreme greed. I wish I would know that, but I don't. So if you guys have requests for altcoins, like always, let me know in the comment section below, and we'll look at them. But I do want to look at a few tokens today, a few crypto tokens today, and let's go look at Bitcoin right now as we speak. So Bitcoin on the daily time frame, I can turn the music down a little bit now that we got started. Bitcoin right now on the daily time frame is getting extended on the stock RSI. I know this because I just did a video on it an hour ago. I just said also, I see this 12-hour time frame in a rising wedge, and it looks like we're starting to dump outside of that rising wedge. But I see that the 4-hour time frame is pretty much oversold. I see that the 1-hour time frame on Bitcoin right now is also starting to get that love and a bounce here above the 200 on that time frame. The half hour is above the 200. The 15 minutes almost back above the 200. So I do see a long coming here for Bitcoin. And if this happens, if we start to get the move back to the upside here, that means that this daily time frame, or you could go to the 12-hour time frame. That means this rising wedge out of this 12-hour time frame is actually, instead of breaking down, it's going to probably break back up, and this 12-hour will just stay overbought. So that's my update. I'm long right now on Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. I kind of front ran my signal. You are technically below the 200 on the 15, so we'll see if I get rocked and wrecked from that or not. But I see a long happening here, a possible long entry here on Bitcoin. So I did take it. We'll see what happens, and we can go from there. I also do want to look at the Bookmap to see where all the liquidity is at on Bitcoin. I did forget to do that, so let's go and do that right now. So according to Bookmap, on the right you have the daily time frame. That would be 123K is really the next area of the most liquidity that we have to the upside, and then 125 we have a decent amount as well, which you can't see on the screen anymore, but earlier today it had a lot of liquidity. And then to the downside you have a lot of liquidity at 117.2. I mean, it's possible we go back down to 117,000, but to me the most likely scenario is that we get the bounce to the upside here because the 4-hour time frame is oversold. But you have to understand there's always a chance we dump because the 12-hour time frame for Bitcoin is overbought. So I did take the chance that it's most likely that we bounce here, and that's why I did long Bitcoin. It's worth 0.008 Bitcoin. My trade is worth that much right now in my account. So we'll see what happens, and we can go from there. So I just see a long coming for Bitcoin, and maybe I'll get rocked and wrecked, but that's the trade I took. Let's go down to the 5-minute time frame, kind of see what's going on. You can see the 5 is struggling to get it to stay above it. I entered the trade at 118.735, so we're barely in the money. But I also said on my YouTube video I would long Bitcoin if we get back above the 1-minute 200, and that's exactly what we did. So now my stop loss on this trade is below the 15, or is below this last wick here at 118. So 118K is my stop loss. My take profit would basically be all-time highs 123,000, and that's a very good R&R. So let me go full screen here. I'll show you this trade setup that I did just take. Like I'll show you. Trying to think of the right word. I gotta find it. So first of all, we got into the trade at 118.735. My take profit is going to be $123,200. My stop loss is going to be 118K. So the risk to reward right now is 6.5. That's a very safe trade setup, and maybe I won't let it get all the way up there. If you get back with a 50-minute, 200-day moving average, like well above it, then I would use that as my stop loss, this yellow line right here. But for right now, that's my trade setup. It's a 6.5 R&R. That means I could take this trade 6 times. If I won one of the 6, that'd be break even. If I won 2 out of the 6, I would be on the profits. So again, that's the trade setup I have on Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin pumps, the most of the market will as well. I'm also in a long trade on Zora, which it's not looking fantastic, but I'm in a long trade on Zora with my stop at 12.12, and that means I just got stopped out. Okay, never mind. I'm not in that trade anymore. That didn't go very well. Zora actually has been running up quite nicely over the last week. It's up a 10x over the last 3 months. Actually, even over the last month, it's up 14x. So at this point, Zora could be ready for a massive dump. So maybe that means I should switch to a short position. But for right now, I'm not going to enter another trade on Zora. I'm already in my Bitcoin trade. I think that's enough for right now, and we can go from there. But if this Zora does dump hard, if it does dump, it might dump hard because it's up 14x in a month. That's actually ridiculous. So, I mean, Zora could be due for a dump. The 10-minute just lost a 200-day moving average. Anytime that happens, then you could expect the 50-minute to do the same thing. That would take you down to 11.3 cents on Zora. And again, this thing is extended, so extended on the higher time frame. So, to me right now, I'm not going to short this just yet, but I could see that being a nice short if you're willing to hold this for a while. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll look at them. But yeah, that's kind of my update for Bitcoin. We'll see if we can continue to get that bounce to the upside. It is kind of struggling, but we'll see what happens right now. So if you guys have requests, let me know. I appreciate you guys have the likes. It does help support the channel as well. Basically back to break even on that Bitcoin trade. I'll leave it in. I'm risking 30 bucks on this to make several hundred if it does play out. And right now we have $780 of insurance room before we get stopped out. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, I will say the 5-minute doesn't look fantastic. The 15 doesn't look great, but the higher time frames above that, like the half hour, look good to me. The 1 hour looks good to me for a bounce. The 2 hour looks good to me for a bounce on Bitcoin. The 3 looks good. Not great, but good. The 4 hour time frame doesn't look fantastic just yet. So it's sketchy. It's a little sketchy, but let's see what happens. Yeah, I appreciate if you guys have likes. It does support the channel. I guess I won't keep saying that. So yeah, that's kind of my update on the markets, and we'll see what happens. Is there anything else I want to talk about? We can go look at Yearn Finance. I was trading that for a while, but then you lost a 15-minute 200-day moving average. So Yearn Finance to me, I'm not in a. I don't see a trade setup on Yearn right now. Yeah. I could see a short coming on Zora though. I keep going back to that, and it does look kind of sketchy to me for a long. So. We'll see. I don't want to flip-flop. I just got stopped out of a long, so I'm going to take a minute to think about this. But at this point, you got like a double top on Zora at, what, 13 cents? And now you lost a 10-minute 200. The next stop would be the 15-minute 200. If you lose that, you can look for the 33-minute 200. Look how far away we are from these moving averages. It is actually pretty likely, in my opinion, at this point, and based on doing this for a while, that usually whenever you're this extended, 14x in a month, that when we do start to dump, we could dump pretty hard. The 4-hour 200 is back down at 4.7 cents. That's 80%, 75% lower than where we are right now. It could just be a healthy pullback down to 10 cents, and then you get another bounce. But as of right now, it looks short term like this will continue to bleed on Zora. And again, if you lose 12 cents, I don't see any support on Zora until about 9.7. So we'll see what happens. I see Zora as a possible short, but I'm not in a short just yet on Zora. So that's kind of my updates for the market. Again, Bitcoin is trying to bounce here off this low of 118. The question is, can we do it? I believe that we can. Oh, if you guys want to be a little degenerate, something that we can do is we can go look at DEX tools. And DEX tools right now, I did take a long on this token right here. I took a long on USD meme on Solana. Very, very low, very high risk. I entered this trade at $2.4 million market cap. It went up to 50 or 5 million. Now it's down to 3 million again. You're above these you're above the 50-minute 200, so I'm still long, although you did just lose it for a while. So again, these are Solana gambles, I would say. But these are I'm just showing you all the trades I'm in right now. I'm in another trade on a worthless coin. It's just for fun. It's just a meme coin. This one's struggling a little bit as well. But you're barely above the 50-minute. But the 30-minute 200 were well above that. The 1 hour 200 were well above that. So as far as I'm concerned, on worthless, I don't, market cap on this one's 15 million. As far as I'm concerned, on worthless, it looks decent. I don't think the 4-hour has data yet. So I see this actually on worthless, probably continuing to the upside here. And it's just a really stupid meme coin. But it does look like you could continue out of this flying wedge back to the upside here on worthless for continuation. So, I think TA works on coins worth, over $1 million. This is a $15 million market cap. This suggests you go up to about $25 million. We'll see. Worthless on the 2-hour looks very bullish. Sucker's high is getting extended a little faster than I would like to see. But look at the 4-hour. The 4-hour screams that you're going to pump. I would say with like 80% confidence that worthless token right now is about to go probably at least up to close to $25 million market cap. That looks great on the 4-hour time frame. 2 hours doesn't look great, but for the 4-hour time frame, even without the 200-day moving average built in yet, because it hasn't been around long enough, I see this going up to about $25 million. That's a falling wedge, and stock RSI made a significant higher low. That looks great to me for worthless token for a continuation to the upside. So guys, that's kind of my update on the market. Let me see if there's any requests. I don't see any requests on YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any requests on YouTube just yet. So with that being said, that's kind of everything I wanted to go over. I'll be back. Today is Monday. I'll be back live on Saturday night. But for right now, that's what I wanted to go over. I guess maybe before we get out of here, we should look at Ethereum. I took a long in Ethereum last night. I expected it to pump. I saw this, let's go to the 1 hour. I saw this as a ascending triangle. These break up 70% of the time. And as far as I'm concerned, you're still valid, but I did get stopped out last night. But I have this ascending triangle taking you up to approximately, $4,500 on Ethereum. So I see that likely to play out. And we'll see what happens. But Ethereum looks probable for continuation to the upside. Just got to give it some time. It's taking us time breaking out, but this is still, you're making higher lows and the same highs. That's a ascending triangle, and your measure move would be about $4,500. And if you get back above $4,300, I don't see any resistance until 48.9 or basically 4,900 all-time highs. So I think if Ethereum breaks above 4,400 bucks, I think you're pretty much going to moonshot to about all-time highs on Ethereum. So I have an alert set at 4,300. If we continue to break $4,300, I'll get alerted, and then I would be at that point looking for a continuation to all-time highs. So we'll see what happens, but that's kind of what I see going on for Ethereum. I'll put my alert above 4,300. That way, if we do break it, that means we're really breaking out. But that's my update on Ethereum. I'm still bullish on Ethereum, and I would say as long as Ethereum stays above 4,160, you could stay long on it. Not financial advice, but that's kind of my valid trade setup, and I'm not in a long anymore on Ethereum, but I do see a long building up here, and this is probably something of how it would go up, go down, go up, go down, and then eventually chop up there to all-time highs on Ethereum. So I think in the next week, Ethereum's going to pretty much be at 48 to 4,900. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's my bold prediction on Bitcoin or on Ethereum. And then if you look at Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, you can see that this chart is continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. The 4-hour time frame is also again suggesting a bounce. So if this chart's bullish and Ethereum is bullish, you're pretty likely to continue higher. I'd be very surprised if Ethereum in the next 7 days does not get at least a 4,800 bucks. We'll see what happens. That's my bullish prediction on Ethereum for the next 7 days. I see a continuation and a pump coming again for Ethereum, pretty much to all-time highs. So that's my update on Ethereum, and that's Ethereum in a nutshell. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Appreciate if you guys hit the likes. If you guys have requests, hit the likes, and then I will do your request. I'll wait for that, and then we can go from there. So yeah, that's kind of my update on that. Let me go look at Solana. So on the daily time frame for Solana, it looks like Solana is struggling. This could be a lower high on Solana. It really doesn't look great to me. You're above the 200-day moving average on the daily time frame. 3 days still in the downtrend. Daily looks like you just made a lower high. 12-hour time frame rolling over. And at this point, for Solana also just lost a 4-hour 200. My guess is a 15 is below the 200. You are. So let me go back to the daily and see. So you got rejected off 190. That was resistance. Your next support to the downside is 150. And I'm sorry, but if you're bullish on Solana, I at least see you going back to 150 before you could get a bounce. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I see going on for Solana. Could this falling wedge play out? It's possible. But the trend is your friend until the end. Right now, I gotta say the trend is not your friend on the 4-hour time frame or even on the daily. It's just not. So Solana could get a pump out of this 1-hour falling wedge back to 185, but I still would be pretty surprised if you do not visit 150, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. 1 hour is curving up, so my guess is you do pump back to 185 before we continue to dump. So that's what I would call short term, but longer term, I still see 150 on the table unless you get unless the daily starts to continue up here. Which it's really struggling to do, but it could happen. So right now, 185 is really the next target for Solana. After that, I could envision 150 eventually coming. And yeah, that's my update on Solana. Bruvino, thank you for the like. So that's kind of, yeah, that's Solana in a nutshell. It looks a little sketchy to me right now. This Bitcoin trade up, we're up $100 from entry. So, well, I mean, whenever you dump from 120, almost 100, yeah, 122K all the way back down to 118, that's a $4,000 dump in 12 hours. I mean, at some point, you should expect some kind of dead cat bounce. So we'll see what happens. I see Bitcoin continuing up here, though. And yeah, that's my update for Bitcoin. I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys on Saturday for our next live stream. Until then, trade safe. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers and adios. And thank you for the like on YouTube. I do appreciate that. I'll see you guys in the next one. The trend is your friend till the end. I'll see you guys in the next one. Always use a stop loss. Adios. Alrighty.